Hello everyone, welcome back to one more video session. In this session, I'm going to explain about the incomplete dominance second example, and later I'm going to explain about codominance and multiple allelism. Actually, in the multiple allelism, we learn codominance. There are so many examples. Normally, students get a lot of confusion in this particular gene interaction. Actually, okay, so they just mess the concepts. Please understand it carefully. In the previous session, I forgot to inform the types of gene interaction. We know what is gene interaction. We have learned one example of incomplete dominance, how exactly the gene, that is actually two different alleles of the same gene, interacted and produced the intermediate of the parental type. We know it. Okay. There are two types particularly. Intragenic, that is intra-allelic. What is intragenic? Intragenic means the two alleles of the same gene, if they interact with each other and resulted in the production of a phenotype in the progeny, that is actually intragenic. That means if I am going to draw okay, anyhow, we'll draw the diagram of homologous chromosome. This is homologous chromosome, and I'm going to draw one more homologous chromosomal pair. Okay. For this chromosome is non-homologous. For these two homologous actually. That means let us just name it. This is chromosome number 1 pair, and this is like, let us say, like fifth chromosome, like that. Okay. If the gene which is actually present in the chromosome number 1, let us assume that this is A, on the same locus on its homologous pair, let us just name it as small a. If these two genes are interacting, then obviously it is called as intra-allelic. It is also called as intragenic. Good example for intragenic is incomplete dominance, codominance, and multiple allelism. We will learn it one by one. Intergenic, it's very easy now. If I'm going to take chromosome number 5th, actually here let us just name it as capital B and small b. It is also heterozygous condition. If the capital A gene is interacting with this capital B gene of the non-homologous chromosome, then it is called as intergenic. Okay. So it is also called as non-allelic. Obviously, for A, B is not allele. For A, this small a is allele. For this capital B, this small b is allele actually. Got it? So it is non-allelic. There are three examples actually. We have to learn it. That is pleiotropy, polygenic inheritance, and last one is epistasis. Okay, so that means we have to learn all 6 concepts. We have already learned incomplete dominance, but I forgot to mention the second example for the same ID, that is incomplete dominance. Let us see now. Now we will learn the second example for incomplete dominance, that is starch synthesis in pea plant or Pisum sativum. In NCERT textbook, only 2 examples are given for incomplete dominance. The first one is Antirrhinum majus or Mirabilis jalapa, that is by Carl Correns, and the other one is starch synthesis in pea plant. Please remember, don't get confused with any other gene interaction. Got it? Only 2 things you have to remember for incomplete dominance. That's it. Okay. So here I have already written that there are some characters actually which determines the shape and size of the seed. What is that factor? That is actually the starch synthesis within a seed. Okay. The synthesis of this starch is initiated by a gene. Let us assume that that gene is capital letter B. Okay. So obviously it occurs in 3 different forms actually. We will write it. You know that homozygous BB, capital B, or heterozygous capital B, small b, or it could be small b, correct? Okay. But let us assume that this capital B is a gene which is responsible for all these 3 characters. Particularly, it is these 2 characters, size and shape of the seed, is determined by the amount or the quantity of the starch synthesized within the seed. Okay, if the gene, for example, if that plant occurs in capital B, that is homozygous. Okay, so if it occurs in homozygous BB condition, or both are dominant here, both the genes are dominant here, then obviously starch synthesis will be increased. As a result of increased starch synthesis, the quantity, that mass increases, obviously that increases the seed size also, that is it results in the large seed, and also the shape becomes round. Okay, so this is actually the thing. So homozygous BB resulted in the increased starch synthesis, and obviously large seeds will be produced and the seeds will have round shape. Okay, if it occurs in this form, that is homozygous recessive form, if this gene, obviously star synthesis will be low, and as a result the size will be smaller, and because of the small size or because of the less starch production within the seed, obviously the seed will be wrinkled. Got it? Now, the good example for incomplete dominance, what if it occurs in this heterozygous condition where capital B is there? If capital B is there, obviously you should expect this result, right? Okay, because it will suppress small b according to Mendel's monohybrid cross experiment or law of dominance. But in this case, you get intermediate of these two parents actually. That is, for example, here we will write star synthesis will be lesser than this condition but higher than this condition actually, that is intermediate. So star synthesis will be medium. Okay, and because of this, obviously the seeds will not have large or small size, it will be medium size, and it is not exactly round or it is not exactly wrinkled, it is medium shape. Okay, or like exactly intermediate of round and wrinkled. Okay, so it is intermediate. See this. So what is the reason behind it? It is incomplete dominance. In heterozygous condition, this capital B failed or incompletely dominant over the recessive gene. So this is one thing you have to remember. It could be asked like for 3 months, explain star synthesis in Pisum sativum plant. Okay, so very simple, that is a type of intergenic interaction actually, that is allic interaction. So you just write it very simple. First remember, capital B is responsible for all these things. If it occurs in homozygous condition, yes. If it occurs in homozygous recessive condition, everything will be less. If it occurs in heterozygous condition, so what is the exact example for incomplete dominance? Same as your snapdragon or antirrhinum, that is actually capital B small b, that is heterozygous condition, you get this intermediate character of both the parents actually. So that's all about incomplete dominance example 2. Now we'll learn the second and third intragenic gene interaction examples, that is multiple allelism. It is also called as multiple alleles, and then codominance. Okay, so multiple alleles is very simple actually, a single gene, but it can occur in different allelic forms. So far we have studied that a single gene can occur in two different allelic forms, that is capital A, small a, but it could occur in different forms actually. Okay, it varies from person to person. A good example for this is ABO blood group in humans. See, there are actually 4 different types of blood group, that is A blood group, B blood group, AB blood group, and O blood group. Okay, so that is, I'll explain it. Multiple allelism, very interesting concept. And codominance. Okay, so codominance is like in a heterozygous condition, you can take anything like heterozygous, you know about it, genotype, heterozygous genotype. Both the genes, one is dominant and recessive, we have learned so far, but both the genes in heterozygous condition expresses themselves equally. There is a equal what you call expression from both the genes in heterozygous condition, and as a result both the characters of the two different genes actually expresses in the progeny or the offspring. That is actually codominance. Okay, so it looks like incomplete dominance. No, it is different. In incomplete dominance, the dominant gene actually fails to dominate completely over the recessive gene, but in this case both the genes in heterozygous condition, like they expresses. Good example is AB blood group actually, got it? And also like there is one more example, that is coat color. Coat color means the color of that the skin actually or fur of that particular cattle or animal, cattle, and also horse actually. Many students get confused with this concept. They think that it is for incomplete dominance. No, actually, and many students get confused with AB blood group is for multiple alleles, because I have written ABO blood group in humans. No, AB blood group is 100% example for codominance. Coat color in cattle and horse is actually codominance. Okay, there is only one example for multiple alleles. So first I will explain multiple alleles. Let us just take one chromosome in our body. Okay, you know that in karyotyping we have to arrange the chromosomes according to its size, correct, from larger to smaller actually. So if you arrange it, you get around 23 pairs of chromosome, total 46 chromosome. Fine. So chalo, we just draw the chromosome number 9. It has homologous chromosomes. There are 2 chromosomes in the chromosome pair 9 actually. So this is our chromosome 9 in human body. It's our chromosome. Okay, even actually I will share one picture. You just look into that the karyotyping or ideogram of this chromosomal arrangement, and here this chromosome 9 in our body actually have around 700, that means I'm talking about one chromosome. Okay, so 739 genes are present within this one chromosome. Imagine in chromosome number 1 we have around 2331 genes are there. In chromosome number 9, because as the size decreases, normally actually the genes level, the genes number also decreases. Okay, 739 genes are there. Out of 739 genes, obviously this also contains 739 genes, both having like 739 because the gene should be same actually. Okay, so let us just assume that out of 739 I am taking only one gene actually. I got it. So one gene, there is a gene which is called as gene I. Okay, there is a gene, obviously this is also gene I. Okay, so this gene is responsible for the production of, I will just write here, production of certain proteins on the surface of the RBC. So I am going to draw a box here. So this is the box. We will just fill this box with the liquid. So now I am comparing this liquid to our plasma. So that means the plasma is surrounding the RBC, correct? So this is actually our RBC. I will draw only one RBC. Okay, a non-nucleated cell which carries only oxygen in our body, and this is the surface of the RBC, that is actually the plasma membrane of the RBC, correct? So this is the plasma membrane of the RBC which is surrounded by the plasma. Okay, so this particular RBC actually contains a special type of sugars. Okay, like this. The surface actually contains special type of sugar. It is also called as proteins also. Okay, so these surface proteins are called as antigens. These surface proteins are called as antigens. Okay, so this antigen is based on the type of the protein which is produced by the RBC on its surface. It is also called as surface proteins or antigens. If my blood group is A, it produces a type of surface proteins or antigens which is called as A. If my blood group is B, then obviously the surface proteins or antigens changes, its protein is different and we call it as B antigen. Okay. If it doesn't produce any surface proteins on its body, obviously that person is O. Correct. Okay. That means there is no antigen on the surface of the RBC. If he has, for example, if he has both the types of antigens, like the antigen A and along with that another antigen, that is antigen B. So A is also there, B is also there, then his blood group is AB. Whatever it is, for the production of antigens on the surface of the RBC, what is required is gene I is required. Here, what exactly I here? Okay, we use I, alphabet I here. So this means it is immunoglobulin. Immunoglobulin. That's it. Instead of saying immunoglobulin, we say I. That's nothing but it produces a type of immunoglobulin that is nothing but protein actually. So that is actually we call it as gene I. Gene I. What kind of proteins? The surface antigens. It could be A, it could be B, or it could be both AB, or it could be nothing. That is actually O blood group. Okay, that means actually a single gene is responsible for different blood types in our body. It could be A, it could be B, it could be AB, or it could be O. Okay, that single gene is I. So for the production of these, for the expression of or production of these different blood groups in different person, obviously it should occur in different allelic form actually. That's it. Okay, so that is called as multiple alleles. For example, I just want to write here. Okay, so I'll erase this first and I'll write. Just take myself as example. My blood group is B. Okay, so obviously I am drawing the chromosome number 9 here. Okay, so this is me around. And okay, we'll take one more example. This is the 9th chromosome of Jayalakshmi. Okay, her blood group is O. Okay, so she is O. I'm going to write Jayalakshmi. And now it's very easy now. So we have got one blood group. This is my blood group is B. Okay, whereas Jayalakshmi ma'am's blood group is O. Now I am going to draw one more chromosomal pair. Okay, so let us assume that this is the blood group of Amitabh Bachchan. Actually, Amitabh Bachchan's blood group is AB. Very simple. Amitabh Bachchan, AB. Okay, so AB is the blood group of Amitabh Bachchan. Very easy actually to remember. Amitabh Bachchan is actually a dominating character or figure in the Bollywood industry. Very simple. If any question is asked regarding, give one example for codominance, dominance. Like you can write like Amitabh Bachchan, not Amitabh Bachchan. You write AB blood group. Okay. You have to write its genotypic form. Capital letter I A, capital letter I B, AB. Okay. So that's it. That is one example. Or let us consider like one more fellow here. See here, I am going to write the homologous pair. Let us just take this as let us take Samarth Pujari. Okay, Samarth Pujari's blood group is A. Okay, so let us assume that Samarth Pujari's blood group is A, like that. But we don't know what is exactly the genotypic form actually. Okay, so here I am going to write that one gene. Okay, in me, this gene could be capital I, capital B, or in Jayanakshmi it could be small I, because obviously O in the sense there is no antigen is produced, so it is recessive, we just denote it as small I. Okay. Whereas in the case of Amitabh Bachchan, it is in the form of this type of genotype. Both A is also there, both B antigen is also there. Okay. In some cases, like in the Samarth Pujari's case, it is always capital letter IA. So that means this particular gene occurs in three different forms, allelic forms. What are they? That is simple. One is IA is also one form. This is IB, and finally small I. If capital letter IA is there, then obviously that particular RBC produces antigen A. In the plasma, okay, I forgot to tell you that if the surface proteins are like, let us say like if the surface protein is antigen A, then actually the plasma should produce antibody B. It should be exactly opposite. Antibody B. Okay, antibody B. If it is B, then antibody A. If it is both A, B, then there will be no antibodies. Like that you have to understand. It's exactly opposite. Okay, so this is actually a gene I which occurs in different allelic forms. What is this different allelic form? If we consider a person, okay, let me just consider me itself. Here I am going to write, see, my genotype is this, capital letter IB and small I, because my mother is O blood group person. Okay, my father is B blood group. Obviously, I can say that my mother has contributed small I itself, because O always occur in this one. Okay, let me just write it first. Okay, if this is the form, obviously the blood group is A, or if this is the genotype, then blood group is A. Okay, IA, or if IB small I, then obviously B. It is heterozygous actually. It is homozygous. Correct. IB, that is also B, or here the last one is actually this 0, that is O blood group itself, because both are recessive. Okay. In other words, I have to write if it occurs in IA, IB, then the blood group is AB. In this person, okay, obviously both A as well as B antigens are produced, but antibodies are not produced. Okay, so that's very simple actually. You can just find what is your blood group actually by just taking your father and mother's blood group. For example, if your mother is O blood group, then it's very easy to find your genotype actually, because it's 100%, it is universal that the blood group O does not produce any surface antigens. Obviously it is small I actually. So that is multiple allelism. What is the definition of multiple allelism? It is actually a single gene which occurs in multiple forms for a character. What is that character? The blood group is the character, but there are so many forms in the blood group actually. A blood group, B blood group, AB blood group, or O blood group. That's it. So please write down this actually. This is the possible actually the genotypes for the blood groups actually. Okay. Now I will give you all possible genotypes of all different types of blood groups. Okay. So first I will write here. The P means possible allele given by the parent 1. Let us assume that this parent is male parent. Okay. Another possible allele given by the parent 2. Let us assume that this is female. Okay. Then due to the fusion of the allele from parent 1 and parent 2, we get a genotype which in the offspring, genotype in offspring. Okay. And then actually what is the blood group of that offspring? Okay, so let us see. Let us assume that the allele given by the father is IA, let us also assume that here also the parent too, the mother is also IA, then obviously the genotype will be IA. Obviously the blood group will be A blood group. Okay. Now, again I am going to write another possibility. Let us assume that mother actually now gives small I. Okay, that is the small I is allele actually in her gamete, and the genotype will be this, correct, and the blood group will be A itself, because this is a dominating allele and it is recessive allele, so it will express according to Mendel's monohybrid cross experiment, that is law of dominance. Okay, then again I will write IA. Now, so if the mother actually produces or gives allele IB, then here you see both IA and IB as the genotype. Here the blood group is AB. Okay, here A actually cannot suppress B, or B also cannot suppress A. Both are actually expressed in the offspring. Okay, the genotype is IA-IB. Okay, and as a result of the interaction between A and B, it is a type of intragenic interaction. As a result of it, the blood group which is AB, that means actually A produced antigen A on the surface of the RBC. B also produced surface antigen B on the surface of the RBC. As a result of both these surface antigens A and B, the blood group is AB. It is a good example for codominance. So now what is codominance? Codominance is nothing but in the heterozygous or in a heterozygous condition, correct? Heterozygous, right? It is not same alleles, it is different alleles actually of the same gene. Okay, in a heterozygous condition, it is also heterozygous, okay. In a heterozygous condition, both the alleles expresses equally. Okay, both the alleles now expresses equally and produces a genotype or phenotype which is intermediate. Okay, looks similar to incomplete dominance, which is the offspring is also intermediate, but in this case actually both the alleles A and B expressed equally. In that case, incomplete dominance, the dominant gene actually fails to dominate completely over the recessive gene. That's it actually. Here both expresses equally. Okay, as a result we get a blood group which is AB, which is a good example for codominance. Please remember this. I will not explain much about codominance, only this is to remember. You may get a question like, what is the genotype of codominance? IA-IB is the genotype of codominance. How exactly it is formed? Due to the fusion of a gamete containing IA with the gamete containing IB. That's it. You get this. That is actually they express equally in the offspring. As a result, the blood group is AB. Easy way to remember, Amitabh Bachchan. Actually, Amitabh Bachchan's blood group is AB. Amitabh Bachchan, he is bit dominating figure in the Bollywood industry. So simple codominance. And now, suppose we say that if the father is small I, like he is recessive, okay, so where the mother is producing IA, then actually the blood group will be the genotype will be IA small I, the blood group is A itself, because this is dominating, it will suppress small I. Then let us assume that if, okay, one more possibility, like let us say if the father is giving IB gene or allele actually, okay, it interacts with another gene like IB, obviously the genotype will be IB, it is homozygous for B blood group, okay, fine. Then actually one more possibility, that is let us say IA and here small I, then obviously we get IA small I, okay, so that's it, and finally we get A. So this is actually the thing. Finally, let us assume one more thing. Okay, I think I have repeated I guess. Okay, small I, both actually have produced recessive allele small I, then obviously it is small I, the resulting blood group will be O actually. So that's it. Always remember, if capital letter A is present along with a recessive allele, then obviously it will express. If capital B is present with, I have not written, okay, so fine. If any capital B is present with small I, then obviously B will express, okay, whereas it will suppress small I. If both A and B are present, this is heterozygous actually, okay, it's not exactly same alleles. If they are present, obviously both will express. This is a good example for codominance. Got it? But the entire concept comes under multiple allelism. It is not exactly multiple allelism, it is codominance. Okay, but ABO blood group, everything is multiple allelism. Okay, so that's all about the multiple allelism and codominance. I'm going to give you one more example for codominance, that is actually the coat color in Cattles or horse. Okay, better I'll write here because there is nothing actually in that. Okay, so let us assume that one more example, that is coat color. Coat color means the fur color. Okay, so there is a cross between homozygous red color bull with a homozygous white color cow. Okay, we just take it as smaller. You can also take it as a WW, both are correct. Okay, so as a result of the cross, obviously we get this kind of heterozygous condition in the F1. Okay, but here, because of the codominance, where the capital R also expressed, whereas small r is also expressed, and here this is red color, the father is red color, whereas the mother is white color, and due to the cross between these two, obviously you get intermediate offspring, which is showing the intermediate character, that is the cattle with both red plus white color. You might have seen actually a cattle with, or any bull or cow with half red color. In between that you could see that the white patches on its body, or maybe like full red color and some big patches of white color on it. Okay, that's it. Even actually you can also compare it to the horse also, you can do it. You can do it by yourself, nothing is there. Okay, a cross between homozygous red and a cross between homozygous white. Okay, obviously you get intermediate character, that is red and white. It is seen in both cattle as well as the horse also. You know it. It's very simple actually. So that is the second example for codominance. So there are two examples. One is IA, and other one is coat color in cattle and cattle. Okay. The resulting offspring is always which is having red plus white. Okay, we call it as roan. Roan means it is the intermediate offspring produced due to toss between red, homozygous red parent with the homozygous white parent. Okay, that is the resulting offspring is called as roan. Roan. It could be horse or it could be cattle. Okay, it's a mixture. Okay, so that's all about it. Multiple alleles. Now I will erase this and I will just solve two problems from multiple alleles. You could expect at least one question from this particular concept, multiple allelism, from ABO blood grouping. Okay, I forgot to mention one thing, that the blood group AB, they are universal recipients, whereas the blood group O, they are universal donors. You know the reason behind it. In blood group AB person, obviously there is no production of antibody A as well as antibody B in their plasma, whereas in the case of O blood group, there is no synthesis of antigen A and as well as antigen B as the surface antigens on their RBC, so they can actually donate their blood to anybody. There is no reaction occurs actually in both AB as well as O blood group. Please remember this, very important for any type of examination. AB universal recipients, whereas O universal donors. Okay. So now I am going to solve one question from multiple allelism by taking ABO blood group as example here. Suppose the question is like this. A man who is homozygous for blood group A marries a woman who is heterozygous for blood group B. Then what is the probability of getting the offspring with blood group AB? That's it. So we can solve it. So the question is, a man who is homozygous for blood group A. Obviously this is homozygous. Okay. So and marries a woman who is heterozygous for blood group B. Heterozygous, correct? Okay, so if it is homozygous, IB. If it is heterozygous, IA, small I, you know it. Okay, so you know the possibility of, so gametes will have this type of alleles. Okay, in this case we get two different types of gametes. One is IB, other one gamete is having small I. Okay, let us assume that what if this fuses with this, we get heterozygous A and B I gene. What if this fuses with this, we get A and I, small I. Okay, again the genotype, what if this gamete fuses with this, we get AB. Okay, then A and small I. So here we got, the question is what is the probability of getting the offspring with blood group AB. So here 1 and here 1. So how many out of 4? So 2 out of 4. That is 50% of the offsprings will have blood group AB. Okay. Or the question could be like this, like what is the probability of getting blood group A? That is also like 50%. We have 2. Or what is the probability of getting O blood group? There is no chance at all. Okay, there is no chance, it is 0. So like that. If you solve maximum number of questions, it's very interesting also. You solve it, I'll give you the questions now itself. Okay, so you just solve maximum number of questions, very simple. Even you can also do some attempt some questions which is related to codominance also and incomplete dominance. Okay, so and finally the multiple allelism. Very simple actually. Do it by yourself. You get familiar with these problems, and in the exam without consuming much time you can solve it. Okay, so hope you understood this concept.